I don't like you.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Yes.
I don't like you even more.
Your Honor, join the club.
And, you know, I see a lot of unlikable people for 50 years.
Okay.
I don't think I've said that more than 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
If you want to be a motivational speaker,
which I am,
the first thing that you have to do is have people like you. Because if people don't like you, they're not going to be motivated by whatever it is that you're selling.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and another public embarrassment for Star Wars. A new rumor about George Lucas returning, which seems suspect, and some news around John Boyega. It's a three-peat of hilarious Star Wars news. I hope you're enjoying the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful week. If you are, please make sure you leave a like on this video and that you click that red subscribe button down below. Now, the first article comes, there was a series of, how do you say, rumor articles floating around. The same sites all print the same basic rumors. It might start at We Got This Covered, it might start at Inside the Magic, or it might start at Cosmic Book News, but it's always the same rumor from the same anonymous source who's been anonymously right once or twice in the past. This time it was George Lucas reportedly taking back creative control of Star Wars. I'm not sold on this one. Why would he do that? Why would Disney bring him back in after buying it from him? The amount of ego and pride swallowing that would have to happen would be legendary. When Star Wars creator George Lucas sold his space opera franchise to the Walt Disney Company in 2012, Star Wars fans weren't exactly sure what would happen to their beloved characters. I was sure. I knew they would be destroyed. Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy proved to be divisive, with many moviegoers unhappy with the fates of the original trilogy's core trio, the general lack of direction in the 3 films, and more. Now, we found out later, according to J.J. Abrams, that they, in fact, did not have a plan, that they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't have a plan for the trilogy series, and therefore it became painfully obvious to everybody at home watching that it was a slow-motion train wreck. In recent years, rumors of Lucas's official return to the Star Wars universe have swirled online. These intensified after he was seen on the set of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni's hit series, The Mandalorian, and IMDb included his name in writing credits for an upcoming Rogue One, a Star Wars story prequel show, and/or 2022. Now, a new report, which of course links to Workplace, indicates that Lucas may be bankrolling an upcoming Star Wars trilogy, effectively taking back much of the creative control he lost when sitting at Lucasfilm president. Then sitting President Kathleen Kennedy was put in charge of the Star Wars galaxy. Why? Like, none of this makes sense. Why would George Lucas be paying for it when he already sold everything to Disney? Why would Disney allow him to purchase creative control back for a standalone trilogy? And many of the terrible things that we saw, how they treated characters, like apparently Luke's bitter old man was like a George Lucas thing, reportedly. It's important to note that this information remains entirely unconfirmed by either Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm. Furthermore, Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Chapek recently announced that Kennedy's tenure at Disney will continue. Again, this is another interesting article from earlier in March. Now, Kennedy is, how do I say this, loathed by Star Wars fans. The best she gets from Star Wars fans is indifference. Yet this year her contract is up, so it would give Disney a way to, quote, fire her without firing her by not renewing her contract, a wide variety of things like that. But I don't know why they would admit failure. Disney, I don't think, has ever done that before. We see that with the hilarious backfires with Fast 9, Mulan, and a wide variety of other projects, you know, that failed. They don't make apologies, they just double down. This after new report that John Boyega says he's open to returning to Star Wars franchise under these conditions. He says, I'm open to the conversation as long as it's Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams and maybe someone else on their team. Then it's a no-brainer. A rep for Boyega did not immediately respond to people's requests for comments. Now, this is a flippant remark by John Boyega, who had been done completely wrong by the franchise. Famously, they threw his character aside and then shrunk his face on a poster in China because black people are discriminated against there, and Disney doesn't care because money. Apparently, John Boyega does have a price. And now yesterday, a Ninth Circuit Court judge calls The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker mediocre and schlocky in a new ruling. Ninth Circuit Court Judge Kenneth K. Lee referred to the Star Wars sequel trilogy films The Last Jedi and The Rise of the Skywalker as mediocre and schlocky. In a recent ruling regarding a class action lawsuit against a food company. On the 25th and 26th pages hidden in the ruling, Lee wrote, quote, "Under the settlement, ConAgra agreed to refrain from marketing Wesson oil as 100% natural, blah, 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 blah." He continued, even worse, ConAgra's promise to not use the phrase 100% natural on Wesson oil appears meaningless because ConAgra no longer owns Wesson oil. In reality, this promise is about as meaningful and enduring as a proposal in the final rose ceremony of The Bachelor. Simply put, Richardson, the new owner of Wesson oil, can resume using the 100% natural label at any time it wishes. The judge then made a comparison to two Star Wars sequel trilogy films produced by Disney. He wrote, So he said first, ConAgra thus essentially agreed to not do something over which it lacks the power to do. This is like George Lucas promising no more mediocre and schlocky Star Wars sequels shortly after selling the franchise to Disney. Such a promise would be illusionary. And if you didn't think he was referring to The Last Jedi and The Last Skywalker, Lee made it clear in a footnote. The footnote reads, as evident by Disney's production of The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Lawyer Ted Frank, the director of litigation at Hamilton Lincoln Law Institute and founder of the Center for Class Action Fairness, who represented M. Todd Henderson in the suit, commented on Lee's ruling and its direct reference to the Disney Star Wars sequel. He wrote on Twitter, also, the Ninth Circuit Court makes it official, holding that as a matter of law, Disney's The Last Jedi was mediocre and schlocky. I mean, I don't disagree. You could see many of the comments. This is literally one of the funniest things I've read in a long time. Star Wars May the Woke Be With You gets trashed as part of the public record while serving as an ad hoc example in a case about marketing cooking oil. You could not make this stuff up if you tried. I mean, The Last Jedi was like an edgy fan fiction written by a 15-year-old on DeviantArt. The fact that they actually adapted it to script to screen, retroactively destroying their own golden goose is both hilarious and sad. Given I'm not really a Star Wars fan, Episode 1 was the last one I saw in the theater, but from a business perspective, the level of incompetence it must take to achieve what Disney did with Star Wars in 4 to 5 years is staggering. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, let's see if Ted Frank is getting any backlash. I'm guessing that probably isn't happening because most people generally agree that the film sucked. Let's see here. No, I guess not. Doesn't look like he's dealing with any general backlash. I think ultimately, will it have destroyed the franchise? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that you could argue that. You see here, here's the quote tweets. It's officially legal to like the Disney trilogy. Victory. Illegal to like it. Sorry. Settles the debate. Looks like we're legally correct about The Last Jedi. Now it goes to SCOTUS. Holy crap, it's official now. Star Wars, the sequels just got burned in law. The sequels just got owned. I mean, it's like, I love this so much. Yeah, it should probably, now it's been codified in law, which is great. Probably is going to have to go to the Supreme Court to really make sure. Look, I want Star Wars to be good for the many, many, many millions of fans. I want, you know, Gina Carano back on The Mandalorian. I want Kathleen Kennedy to get out of there. And I want Star Wars to return to greatness. I just don't think that Disney will ever really understand what made Star Wars great in the first place. And if you don't understand where something came from, you can't possibly figure out where it needs to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.